What's going on, everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and I'm battling here for week number 6 of WPL season number 9. My opponent is Pokemaster Mike, coach of the Los Angeles Spark Surfers. He is actually 1-4 right now, so not doing too well. We are 5-0. I've never lost to Mike before, so ideally we can keep that up today. Let's talk about my team, starting things off with two Choice Scarfers right here. We have Choice Scarf Gardevoir, which is able to outpace Pokemon like the Crocodile, the Thundurus, and the Mega Latios, as well as Choice Scarf Tornadus, which is able to stop a potential late game with the Choice Scarf Infernape, if that's what he opted for, because I don't have a very good fire resist besides Mega Tyranitar, and he does have great ways of pressuring that since I might have to use it against something like Mega Latios, so I wanted to make sure I had speed control for that. My Mega Tyranitar right here is actually a Stealth Toxic set with Superpower and Crunch. I opted for no rock coverage this week, just because Crunch does a ton to like Thundurus anyway. I figured I don't really need the rock moves, and Toxic is good to potentially wear down Pokemon like the Vaporeon and the Licky, although I do have to watch out for Heal Bell, and I believe both of them. I'm pretty sure both of them get it right here. My Fortress is just Fizz Def with the Aqua Berry to help out against Crocodile. It is also Spikes. My Roserade is Black Sludge with max HP. Helps out against the Vaporeon. It is also Spike, so we have like 3 hazard setters in a row right here, which is definitely something I want to prioritize. And then finally Assault Vest Electros, just because I thought Thundurus was way too big of a threat. Endgame with like Agility and then Fightinium Z could have been a really big problem, so I figured that I might as well just use AV Eel as my response to that. And yeah, let's see what went down. I'm actually going to opt to lead off right with my Tornadus right here, just because if you wanted to lead off with something like the Crocodile for rocks, I could just U-turn out and get good damage on that, because I believe his only other rocker is Infernape, so that would have been fun. But he ends up leading off with the Vaporeon, which I can't really touch very well, so I'm just going to U-turn out into my Roserade to get up some hazards. Unfortunately right here, Ice Beam is going to be getting a freeze. However, I am a skilled battler, as you guys will see, so I will be thawing right here. He did stay in, I guess just hoping that I didn't thaw, because he had okay switch into like with Lottie and the Licky, but he's just going to Ice Beam again. I did thaw though, and predicting him to want to keep this, I'm just going to go ahead and throw up a Spike this turn. A little bit aggressive. I don't know why my Spike disappeared on the ground, but I do throw up a few right here, knowing I can take the Body Slam. I don't get paralyzed. I'm not natural here, by the way. That's why I didn't switch out against the Freeze, because I'm Technician HB fighting, just to help out against Crocodile, and there was something else on his roster, but I don't remember it currently. I am able to get in my Mega Tyranitar though, which will be able to take this on. I did mention I do have Stealth Rocks, and I do have Toxic. There are 2 Spikes active right now, so his only real defoggers are the Thundurus and the Latios, so I want to make sure that whenever they come in, I can go ahead and pressure them with rocks as well. So first what I'm going to do right here is take this Body Slam. I don't get paralyzed again, which is very lucky, and I'm pretty sure I just end up going right for the hazards right away. No, I throw off the Superpower first, that's right, because I want to force this thing to wish before I get up my hazards. He does Dragon Tail me out though, which is interesting. That also shows me that he probably does not have a fighting move to hit my Mega Tyranitar, so of course I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn right back into this. You could argue I should have just Toxic this right from the start, because it could have been really worn down by now, but I am able to get those Stealth Rocks up, which do show on the ground. He does Dragon Tail me out one more time into my Fortress. I don't think I've seen this thing's entire set, yeah, so it could have Fire Punch, so I just want to get out of here, throw out my Mega Tyranitar again. I once again do not get paralyzed by Body Slams, so I'm getting pretty lucky right now between the Thaw and no Body Slam paralysis, but I'm able to just Crunch right there. The reason I did that before Toxic is because I want to force him to Wish, but he does go for Body Slam again, so I once again dodge the para. Right here what I can do is just go ahead and throw off his Superpower, but I actually opt to go for Crunch, which this was a misplay, but my idea was, in case he wanted to stay in with the Licky, I just wanted to Crunch and then Superpower once he was in range, but he did end up passing it to the Crocodile right here. Thankfully, this Crocodile does not have a Wish getting passed to it, so at least I have that going for me. And I do have a lot of hazards up, so it is quite low already, meaning he can't really switch it out, because if he switches too much, he's just going to get completely worn down, so I'm just going to take the kill right here with my Fortress with Gyro Ball. Unfortunately, that means my Fortress is a little low, so it's less effective against Pokemon like Mega Latios. I will keep it though as a sack. This Infernape was a Z-move user, but I figured that there's no way he's going to drop a Z-move just to kill my 31% Fortress that already has its Aqua Berry taken away, right? I figured Tornadus was a pretty safe pivot right here, as he actually ends up going for the Flame Charge, and I did mention I was Choice Scarf Tornadus, so if he stays in right here, which as you guys will see he doesn't, I would have been able to knock him out with the Air Slash, but what I will be able to do is get rid of this Vaporeon, which does help out Mega Tyranitar as well as my Choice Scarf Gardevoir. That thing wishing up could have been annoying. I do have a dedicated counter to Thundurus, so I can just go ahead and switch in the Eel right here. I'll be able to knock him out with the Thunderbolt plus the Volt Switch. He hits 2 of these Focus Blasts in a row, as you guys will see, which is crazy. How does that happen? 2 Focus Blasts go off, but I will be able to pick up the kill right here with the Volt Switch, which is great. I can bring in my Choice Scarf Gardevoir. Because I know the Infernape is not Choice Scarf, I pretty much force out the Lati right here. And this was modest Moonblast, and it still is able to not knock out Mega Latios. That thing is really bulky. I had a lot of fun using that in UBL, but it is able to hang on because it's in range of hazards, that when he has no control left besides this, he is forced to leave it in. Licky Licky is going to come out right here. What I can do is just switch out my Gardevoir into Tyranitar just to try to pick this off with Sand plus the Superpower. He's going to go ahead and Wish Up, but if I Superpower right here, he cannot pass that to the Infernape because it will die, so he is going to opt to just leave in the Licky Licky, and Sand is actually going to be able to knock this out before the Wish goes off, which is great. Infernape is going to come in. I'm actually going to play for differential because my differential is horrible, so I'm going to switch in my Tornadus on the Flame Charge since that is his only win condition, and I will be able to just knock him out with the Air Slash right here. And even if I did miss that, I'm pretty sure that the Sand damage plus the Flare Blitz recoil and a few things would have been able to ensure that I do knock out the Infernape right there. So that is going to be the game. We do pick up a 6-0 win this week, which is huge. I believe that knocked up my differential up to like 15. I was at like a 9 before, so we move up to 6-0. Just one more win, I believe, secures my playoff spot, but I'm going for the 8 wins before the end of the season. I think 8-4 is definitely where I should be, but anything better is just icing on the cake, right? So that's going to be the win. I will see you all next week. Later.